Good evening and welcome to the Clive Flower Hour Power Hour, where we talk about flower and power. Now, on today's agenda, we have the case of m0e, who's a fucking idiot and passed up way the opportunity of a lifetime. That opportunity being that m0e has never been to a major in CSGO. Hell, m0e has always been to like really shitty lands in CSGO, didn't really do anything in the game. Excuse me, let me fix something. Oh, it was already fixed. Yeah. And m0e basically accomplished nothing in the game of CSGO. He had a great opportunity to go on to Team Liquid, a team with just talented players, some of North America's best players on one team with one vision, most complete players who are smart, know what the fuck they're doing, have aim, can actually kill and shoot people no problem, all together, and have experience. And instead he said, no, I won't do that. I'll go with my team, EchoFox, who, by the way, is just a complete fucking mess. They have shit fucking roles. I've said it for a really long time now. I recorded a video about it. I'm going to record another video about it. And this is it. This is the other video that I'm recording about it, where I talk about how shit their fucking roles are. Because in a regular team, people will tell you need balance. You need team balance. What does that mean? Well, since there's 5 players on a team, at first, it would mean that you'd have one, like, a hybrid player, and then you'd have a passive, or 2 passive players, let's say, and 2 aggressive players, right? Or you could have one hybrid player, and then have, like, a passively aggressive player, and then have a passive player. Or you could have an aggressively passive player, and then an aggressive player. Okay, so what does Team EchoFox actually have? They have an aggressively passive player in Rix. They have a passive player in A2Z who says, you know, I never lose clutches. A2Z never loses clutches, said by A2Z. And TCK, the Clutch King, who was pretty much like an iteration, the source version of fucking Hiko, okay? And a really good teammate, really good support player, but a guy who basically has like sick comms, sick support, sick awareness, great decision making. The Clutch King, he can clutch out rounds as well. And Sean Garris, who is maybe a hybrid, but more passive than anything. He likes to lurk, actually, I realized. And he has played a lot of his career as a support player. So, okay, let's put m0e on a team with a bunch of fucking passive players and see what happens, with no true entry fragger whatsoever. And the roles on that team are completely fucked up. Beyond that, the comms are clearly not good at all. The team's a complete mess. They're not going to win a minor. They're not going to win a major. If they do win a minor, they're not going to qualify to a major, I should say. Sorry, obviously they're not going to win a major, but they're not even going to qualify to a major. If for instance, let's say EchoFox went to the American minor and they matriculated out instead of fucking enemy, which is now selfless, which is really weird because that team doesn't really have a lot of team play. It's just a bunch of people out-aiming people, Kusta putting people on his back, Relics putting people on his back, or Uber putting people on his fucking back. But they call themselves selfless. It's really weird. They don't really have great tactics or strategy either. It's literally just all about the skill of the players that are on that squad. When you look at a team like Enemy getting out and winning the minor and getting a spot, what group did Enemy get in? They got in a group with Tempo Storm, with G2, who's ex-Titan, and with fucking like Flipside. G2 and Flipside have been to majors. Tempo Storm is shitting on everybody. There's no fucking way you're getting out of that group. I will eat my fucking hat if they get out of that group. Beyond that, I think that there was like the whole concept of fucking m0e not going to a major, right? m0e's not going to have the opportunity to go to a major other than Team Liquid. Team Liquid's the only opportunity m0e's going to have to go to a major. Team Liquid is the only opportunity for m0e to win a major. If he does, by some chance, in like 3 years when he's still playing this game for some odd fuck reason, get on a team That's good enough. Sorry. To be in a major qualifier. So when you look at a guy like m0e and you say, oh, he's just a streamer, that's not true at all. m0e was one of the best source players, one of the best source operators. And when I say that, I don't mean for like all of source. What I mean by that is like if somebody says like, oh, Kenny S is one of the best operators in global offensive in Go. Guardian was one of the best operators in Go. Well, wait a minute. You said Kenny S was one of the best operators in Go. Or was Kenny S was the best operator in Go? For a time, m0e was actually the best operator in Source. You can say Kenny S was the best operator in Source or in Go, but what you mean is for a time he was. So for a certain amount of time period, Kenny S was the best operator in Go, and for a certain amount of time period, Guardian was actually the best operator in Go, right? And it's the same thing with m0e. Source has been around for a really long time, and in that time period of Source being around, I mean, not as long as 1.6, but in that time period of Source being around, there was a time where m0e was the best operator. At least it looked like that in the CGS period. Specifically in the CGS period, it looked like m0e was the best operator in the game. And he has a lot of lands. He's been to a few majors. He's been to an ESEA finals, which was considered a major. And he's been to, I believe it was an IEM. I forget which. But anyway, so he's been to majors in Source, supposedly majors. They were nothing like the majors of Go. They were ragtag events. It would look something more like ESL Barcelona that just happened than anything. And these were the majors. The biggest major, to put it for perspective, if you know what ESWC is like, that was the biggest major in like before Go, pretty much, more or less. People could argue that point. The thing is, m0e was a very talented player. I think he went to like Jordan for 3 years or something to start a business, and then he came back, and then Go started right after that. So m0e had an opportunity to do really well in Go, actually. And if his stream didn't cut in, I mean, he would continue being that kind of player. But he was always considered like a really good player. He was considered somebody who could do a lot in the game. And in the same vein, he was actually kind of demonstrating this when he was on his first Go team that had like Freakazoid Shazam, Yaz Clown, Clown, and Easy PK in it. So these guys are guys who went to a LAN, ESCA LAN, and they didn't do so hot. I mean, they got shit on by NIP really badly, and then they went on to basically, I think they broke up, and the next year, m0e got a cheating ban. So m0e got a cheating ban, and it didn't matter what m0e would do, he was pretty much out. So I couldn't see m0e being and this was right when Go was really starting to kick off. It was like 2014. The first major happened in like November, December of 2013. DreamHack winner, and then after that you had Katowice, and Katowice was such a big event with such great presentation and like a stadium and everything that Katowice really kicked off Go in ways. And 2014 kind of like led up to the biggest year, which was 2015, right? So far 2015 has been like the biggest year, and hopefully it'll just continue that way in like the biggest year of Go. So we'll continue seeing the biggest year of Go and whatnot. But if you really look at it, m0e spent all of that year, the 4-play year leading up to 2015, 2014, with the 3 majors of 2014 in Cologne, DreamHack winner again, DreamHack winner 2014, and whatnot. m0e spent that entire time like basically being considered as a cheater with a cheating ban on ESEA. So his career was crippled. He eventually joined Torqued with Steel after Steel got cut from iBuyPower, but then Steel got banned for the match fixing scandal, and that team was in the dumps too. So m0e's career pretty much ended with Steel's, more or less. And then m0e kind of has been making a comeback, first with 3s Up, and now again, you see him doing so with this new EchoFox roster. And this EchoFox roster is complete shit. They're not going to get shit. They're not going to win shit. They are in complete shambles. Their roles are fucked. Their comms are even worse. They don't really share information well. There's some personalities on the team that just need to go. There's some people on the team that just need to go. People need to get cut. Heads need to roll. They completely suck. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't have aggressive riflers. They don't have an entry fragger. Rix can trade on an entry fragger, and he can do well, but he can't seem to calm or do anything like an actual polished pro would do in a match. Like, he doesn't know how to say the right words. Instead of saying that he hears somebody highway, he just says, no, just come, and he expects people to just trust him based on what he's experiencing instead of relaying what he's experiencing to his team, so his team can just come to the same conclusion that he already has. The bigger problem that I see, though, is that fucking A2Z and Sean and TCK are all pretty passive players, more or less. It just doesn't make sense to me in one bit. They need more aggressive riflers on that team. They need people who can actually shoot people and kill them, but they need people who are willing to die, more or less. And that's it. That team's not going to win anything the way it's currently composed, and even if people change out, I mean, maybe they will, but they're not going to win a major. They're not going to go to a major. They're not going to qualify to a major. They're not going to get enough groups if they do qualify to a major and they win a minor. So what's the point? Why would m0e ever give up going to a major where he could really do something? I don't know. It's very upsetting.